So with that, let's stretch out a little bit. Let's start rolling our ankles a little bit. Start with one side. Take your ankle, make a nice big circle with your toes. Stretch everything out. Change directions with that circle.
Hey, Jen, can we get just you? Or
yes.
You primarily?
So that's a setting on your end. Down in, or actually if you right click on my little square on your computer,
yeah.
Then you can click pin video. And then no matter who's talking, my video will stay as your main video.
Okay. Awesome.
Roll the other ankle, change directions if you haven't already. And the other thing is, Donna, I will mute you guys during, while I'm actually instructing and demonstrating, so that even if you have it set to speaker view, my video will stay big because I'm the only one who's actually talking. Is that tight? All right, let's shake out one leg. So take your, whichever, right leg at first, shake out the whole leg, top to bottom, from the hip down. Shake everything out, get nice and loose, and then isolate the bottom half of your leg. You're gonna just shake the lower half of your leg, let your ankle go nice and loose, and just let your foot flop around. Shake it all around. You're not gonna control it at all. And let's change to the other side. Shake the other leg all out, get nice and loose. And then stabilize the upper leg, shake out that lower leg, just let your ankle flop around. Practice being nice and loose. Then shake everything out. All right, so we're gonna start out with nerves. So we start out with some exercises that will practice some specific skills, and then later on we will put them together into a little sequence. So first thing we're gonna do is nerves, where we stabilize the whole leg. We don't use the leg at all, and we just use the foot and ankle to tap on the ground. I'm gonna meet you guys real quick. And so at this point, you're not gonna be loose in the ankle. You're gonna use your foot and your ankle muscles to actually flex your foot, tap on the ground. You're not gonna use your whole foot like that. Instead, you wanna just use the toe. So we're gonna do this to the front, to the side, to the back, and to the side. And remember, when you go to the back, you can bend your standing leg so that you can touch the floor. And you don't need to go all the way behind you. You're just going to go a little bit off to the side, so it's a little bit easier. So we'll do these in singles, doubles, triples, and then quadruples. So let's give this a shot. We'll start out with some music. Here we go.
I'm not satisfied. I want to find the love songs with the house and fade, with shit on fire on the side. I don't want pork chops and bacon, that won't wait. My appetite inside. I want the friend rap songs with the house and fade, with shit on fire on the side. Now really got to eat, and the fella should eat right. I will get you down. I'm gonna feed myself right tonight. I don't want fish cakes right, baby. You heard what I said. Well, please serve mine fried. I want the big sauce with the house and fade, with your fire on the side. I don't want red potatoes, red tomatoes. Believe me, I'm never satisfied. I want the big sauce with the awesome flavor, with your fire on the side. I don't want pork chops and bacon, that won't awaken my appetite inside. I want the friend friends, almost every hour's a fake. With your bubble on the side. Now whatever really got to be. And the fellas should be right. I forget to tell. I'm gonna feel myself love tonight. I don't want fish cake right away. You heard what I said. Well, when you listen, I want to feel that so much with it all so bad. With your bubble on the side.
All right. Checking in, making sure sound and video is okay. Everybody okay?
Yep.
All right, excellent. Okay, so next thing, we're gonna go through some steps, stamps, stomps, hops, leaps, just to kind of review some of that vocabulary. Steps, right underneath us, changing weight, staying on the ball of your foot for all of it, and then stamps, you're gonna use your whole foot, so toe and heel at the same time, changing weight every time. Stomps, whole foot, not changing weight. Hops, staying on the same side, leaving the ground. Alternative, if you need to modify, is just a heel. Just lifting the heel, putting it back down. Leap, changing sides, leaving the ground. Alternative, if you need to modify, just a step, not so much up in the air. So let's do a couple of those things with music. We'll mix it up a little bit, do a little monkey see, monkey do. Here we go, 5, 6, start with steps.
Swear I won't be on this kick for long. You can walk now. The guy took me off the scotch. Good whiskey from the state. I can't drink juice, I can't down the phone. Gonna buy me a bottle and drink up some water. You can walk now. You can water. You can walk now. Just to let it go, get me wrong. Swear I won't be on this kick for water. You can walk now. The milk is cool, the water's fine. That ain't what it takes to ease my mind. If I wanna go hungry, home drinking nice, gonna put that stuff right back on ice. I drink that whiskey, fell off the day. Go sober when somebody said, straight up fella, I want your nurse, and what she's got to serve you don't need no fuss. Milk and water, milk and water, milk and water, milk and water now. We'll wait just a minute.
Okay, let's move on. I'm guessing that all that stuff is pretty good because we've been doing it for a few weeks now. So let's add some heels and toes. So let's do some walking in place with heel, toe, heel, toe. So normally in class, when we have a big space, we would travel. We would walk this forward, right? We're not going to do that. We're going to stay in the same spot. So we're going to do heel, toe, right underneath ourselves. So it's going to require you to flex your foot up a little bit. Sometimes, to make it easier, I kind of pitch my butt back a little bit to make this a little bit simpler. If I stay straight up and down and I try to do this, it's going to be a lot harder. So bend your knees. Use your whole body to help you. So we're going to do heel toe forward, facing forward. And then we're going to do step heel. Step, heel, step, heel, step, heel. That'll be our reverse to this. So let's try that a little bit. We'll do it to the music. And then, yeah, we'll talk after that. Let's try that so far.
The drink that you look for. Now when you take one sip, you don't need any more. It's small as a beetle, I'm big as a wheel. Atomic cut deep. Thoughts flies all around the place. When you see it coming, just grab your suitcase. It'll send you through the sky like air mail. Atomic cut deep. You push a button, turn it down. Your work is done for miles and miles. When it's bound to shift, you'll feel just like an earthquake. That's the drink that.
All right, so we're going to change this up a little bit. We're going to change it into a cramp roll. So cramp, C-R-A-M-P, roll, is a step, step, and a heel, heel. So just like you were just practicing with a nice articulated heel. So when we were stepping before, we make sure that that's nice and clear. Step, heel, step, heel. We don't want it to kind of mush together. We want it to be distinct. So same thing with this. We're going to do 2 steps in a row. Step, step, and then a heel, heel. Right, left, right, left. Let's try it. 5, 6, 7, 8. Step, step, heel, heel. Right, left, right, left. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Let's try it again. 5, a little bit faster. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Step, step, heel, heel. Step, step, heel, heel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. So let's try that. Same thing, starting on the other foot now. So now it's going to be left, right, left, right. Left, right, left, right. Step, step, heel, heel. Step, step, heel, heel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Something to note about cramp rolls is that we don't want to make it into an up, up, down, down. Instead, we kind of want to stay at the same level. So I'm using my knees to keep me basically on the same plane. So let's try with music. Let's do 8 on each side. And then we'll speed it up. before we take it faster, let's just check in, make sure there aren't any questions. You guys have any questions?
I have a little question.
Yes.
You know how, like in swing, we're always bouncing?
Yeah.
Where does that go in tap? Does it not exist?
It depends on what you're doing. It's not the same where you have a constant pulse in swing. So like this right here, like I have a little bit of a pulse, but I wouldn't say it's always there. So, so for the most, I would say like for the most part, you can still think about it being there. So if that habit is in your body, keep it, hold on to it for tap. Yeah. That answer your question? It's kind of a fuzzy answer. Any other questions? All right, then we're going to speed this up. So in order to take this faster, we're going to kind of jump into it a little bit. And it's still going to be nice and articulated. So I'm getting off the ground a little bit, but not very much. So step, step, heel, heel. Let's all try that, starting on the right side. Step, step, heel, heel. Step, step, heel, heel. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Step, step, heel, heel. Right, left, right, back. Right, left, right, back. Right, left, right, back. All right, let's try it on the other side before we get too far. So same thing, left, right, left, back. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Left, right, left, right. Left, right, left, right. And you'll notice, well, hopefully you'll notice that when I do this, the motion becomes all down into the floor. So I'm going up, down, up, down, up, down. Where before we were kind of, like Donna said, we had a little pulse maybe, or we felt we're on our toes first, and then we're going down into the floor, but instead, it's all one motion. So let's try these a little bit faster. Maybe a little slower than what we did before. So here's the tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we'll start on the right side. Let's try it. Here we go. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, stop for a second. Let's try it again on the left.
Yes,
5, 6, 5, 7, 8. Let's try it one more time on the right. Let's just do 4 and then we'll switch directly to the left. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. Other side. Other side. All right. Okay, any questions about that before we move on? Hold on. Okay, anything?
Will you tell us again what that's called?
That is called a cramp roll. Like, oh, I get a cramp. Roll. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to some brush steps, flaps, shuffles. So let's start with the brushes. So brushes, we're going to take our one leg and we're going to brush forward, make one sound on the way forward. One sound on the way forward. We can add this to a step. If we had a lot of space, we could travel forward. But in this case, we're going to stay right underneath ourselves. Brush, step, brush, step, brush, step. We can take this in the other direction by preparing to the front brush, step underneath, brush, step underneath. And it's just the same thing, but brushing in the other direction. If we squish these together and compress, we go right down into the floor. Brush step all together, that becomes a flap, F-L-A-P. We're gonna aim for staying on the balls of our feet for this. If you need to put your heels down though, just make it quiet when you're just doing a flap. But the key, as I just lose my balance, if you have trouble with balance, which you will in the very beginning, it's just inevitable, think about bending your knees, using your core, and keep your weight forward on the balls of your feet. If you feel yourself tipping back, just think forward, always. So let's try that much with music, and then we'll add some heels, we'll add some shuffles. Let's start with brush steps. Here we go. 5, 6, 5, 7, 8. Brush step, brush. Change it backwards.
You had plenty money, 1922. You let all the women make a fool of you. What you did right, like some other men do.
Forward and back.
Get here, get some money too.
Take it backwards.
You're sitting down, wondering what it's all about. You ain't got no money down there, put you out.
Good. Let's stop there for a second. We're going to switch to flaps. It's going to be this tempo. All right, starting on the right. 5, 6, 5, 7, 8. 8 more. Try it backwards. 8 more. Let's do 8 more. And backwards. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is take these flaps a little faster, and we're just gonna do forward version right now. And so what these are called is running flaps, which really is just the same thing you were just doing, but using your body in kind of a running way. So if I was just doing this without the flaps, it would be just this, kind of leaping from side to side, like you're jogging in place. But you're gonna add a flap every time. So, go back, go back, go back, go back. Let's try this, starting on the right. 5, 6, 7, 8. Go back, go back, go back. Good, let's try that with music. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Shake it out for a second. Let's try it again. 5, 6, 5, 7, 8. All right. Good. All right. Any questions about any of that so far?
No questions. I can't seem to get the flap in there though.
Okay. Well, that is, practice. You guys have been doing this for what, 5 weeks, something like that? Keep at it. Yeah, the more you, well, when things get fast, especially with stuff like that, that's where the loose ankle comes in. Because we talked about it a little bit last week with shuffles, how when you start going fast, you use your loose ankle to kind of do a lot of the work for you. You're not controlling it so much. It's kind of the same thing when I'm doing this. So I'm running in place, but I'm letting my foot kind of flop to the ground. So keep practicing it. The good part, the bonus part to being alone in your house right now, or with only 2 people, Paul and Donna, is that you can hear what your feet are actually doing. Sometimes in class, when we're in a group of 10 to 12 people who are also making noises with their feet, it's hard to tell what you yourself are doing, but you can hear it. So this is one of the tiny bonuses of being trapped in our homes right now. If there is one, you can hear yourself tapping. All right, let's move on then. We're going to move on to shuffles. Oh no, before we do that, we're going to add a heel. We're just going to do the single heel today. So we did a flat. We're going to drop that heel deliberately now, which actually kind of makes it easier than trying to stay on your toes because you don't have to balance so much. But we're going to do flat, heel, flat, heel, flat, heel. Let's try that starting on the right. 5, 6, 7, 8. Flat, heel, flat, heel. Good, let's try that to some music. We'll also do backwards. Flat, heel, flat, heel. Don't forget, you have to prepare to the front before you do your flat. All right, let's give that a shot.
Give me some money.
Here we go. 5, 6, 5, 7, 8. Backwards. Forward. Backwards. All right, now we can move on to shuffles. So shuffles is a brush forward and a brush back. Put together, forward and back. So when we're doing them slow, it's a little swingy, but when we do them fast, it's more down up, and use that relaxed ankle to help you think about totally relaxing and using your hip to do the work of the down and up. So let's try some shuffles. Let's do 8 to the front, 8 to the side, 8 to the back, 8 to the side. Same thing on the other side. And then we'll try some faster ones. Just straightforward. Let's do. See what this is like. Here we go. Start on the first side. 5, 6, 5, 7, 8.
Just like a rainbow, I had faded away. My daddy leave me home, stay inside, don't need me go. Why? Because I only wish you would. I'm almost done insane. I'm forever trying to call his name. Oh, Papa, look what you're doing. Look what you're doing.
adding on. We just did shuffle, step. We did shuffle, step, shuffle, step. And 1, 2, and 3, 4. Change the sides every time. And then next, we're going to do shuffle, ball change. So ball change is just 2 steps. Shuffle, ball change. So in this case, right, left. So let's try that. Starting on the right with a shuffle. Shuffle, ball change. Shuffle, ball change. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. So ball change, a little behind, a little forward. You're very only briefly on that back leg. Step, 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 step. So don't commit too much time or effort to moving back and moving forward. Your weight's still forward that whole time. Let's try it on the other side with a shuffle on the left. Shuffle, ball change. Shuffle, ball change. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. All right, we're gonna try that with music. Check in for questions real quick. Any questions?
You like bouncing around on me.
What's that?
Oh, nothing. That was me. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
The
Okay.
reason I'm not visible is because I have a bird on my head.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a new one.
Yeah.
I can't say I've ever taught a class when someone had a burn on their head.
And she
So
loves all the bouncing around.
it's awesome. Okay. Muting you. Thank you for that. Let's try with music. Shuffle, ball change. Let's do the same song. It's gonna be quick. Let's try it. Just first, and then go first. Step, step. Let's speed it up on the right. All right. All right, you guys. I know that's kind of quick there if you've never done it before, but guess what? It's in the routine, so that's why we were working on it. Any questions right now? Okay. Well, let's do a little sequence then, using all that stuff. Grab a sip of water if you need to. And we're going to start with that shuffle ball change. We're going to add one little thing that we did not practice, but you'll be fine. So we're going to start. Don't worry about that. Just a little heel dig that you guys have done. We did it last week, and it's not a big deal. So here we go. Okay. So we're going to do shuffle ball change on our right side. So let's try that. 5, 6, 7, 8. Shuffle ball change. One more time. 5, 6, 7, 8. Shuffle ball change. Good. The new thing was just a heel dig. So a heel dig, you take the corner of your heel and you dig it right down into the floor. No big deal, right? So it's going to be shuffle ball change, heel, step. 5, 6, try it now. let's just try heel, step. Let's try that. 5, 6, 7, 8, heel, step. So we're going to put our weight on that right leg. 5, 6, 7, 8, heel, step. 5, 6, 7, 8, heel, step. All right, now let's add it on to full ball change, heel, step. Let's try 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. All right. So after that, we're going to add a clap. So it's going to be shuffle, ball change, heel, step, clap. Let's add the clap. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. One more time. 5, 6, 7, 8. Shuffle, ball change, heel, step, clap. Again. 5, 6, 7, 8. Heel, step, clap. All right. From here, you're going to do 2 ball changes in a row. Left, right, left, right. This ball change is a little bit different because remember before I said it was back front. Now we're traveling in the tiniest way to the side. Ball change, ball change. So think you're going to bring your left leg closer to your right. Step, 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 step. Like that. Let's just try that. So move yourself a little bit to the left if you have room. Step, 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 step. Try it again. 5, 6, 7, 8. Step, 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 step. You just have to think left, right, left, right. Even if you're just staying in place, that's fine too. So add it together, it's going to look like this. All right, let's try to put it together super slow. 5, 6, 7, 8. Shuffle, ball change. Heel, step, clap. All right, let's try it again. 5, 6, 7, 8. Shuffle, ball change. Heel, step, clap, ball change, ball change. Again. 5, 6, 7, 8. Shuffle, ball change. Heel, step, clap. One more time. 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, one thing I will mention just from past experience is sometimes people will put their foot down in a place like this and have split weight while they're doing their clap, and they'll forget what foot they're on. So in this case, I would say it's the next foot in order that it makes sense. If you fully commit your weight to that step and pick up your other foot, you will have no question which foot is next. It's the left. So let's try that. When you put your foot down before the clap, put all your weight on that foot. Pick the other one up. Let's try it like that. 5, 6, 7, 8. Shuffle, ball change. Heel, step, clap. Again. 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Let's try the other side, okay? We're going to do the same thing. Now our weight is on our right. We're going to do the same thing starting on the left. So you're going to start with that same shuffle ball change. Let's try that. 5, 6, 7, 8. Shuffle ball change. Next is the heel. Heel, step. Let's try from the beginning up until that point. 5, 6, not the beginning. The beginning of the left side. 5, 6, 7, 8. Shuffle, ball change, heel, step. Try that again. 5, 6, 7, 8. Shuffle, ball change, heel, step. Again. 5, 6, 7, 8. Shuffle, ball change, heel, From there, clap, ball change, ball change. Let's try to add that on. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, let's start again. 5, 6, 7, 8. Shuffle, ball change, heel, step, clap, ball change, ball change. Again. 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Let's check in for a second. Any questions?
My left leg is in kindergarten and my right one is in first grade.
That's kind of how it goes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty standard. Either your left or your right is still in kindergarten or preschool. Yeah. That's fine. And also it tends to be like we learn a thing first on our right.
Yeah.
And the second leg kind of gets left behind a little bit because it didn't learn it first. However, keep practicing. Donna, your first day. All right, so let's try, we're gonna mix this together now. We're gonna do a right side, a left side, and a right side. Okay, so let's try it first without music. Nice and slow, starting with the right shuffle. 5, 6, 7, 8. Shuffle, ball change, heel, step. Now left. Now right. All right. That's the whole thing with music so far. There's going to be a little bitty thing on the end there. So let's try with music. Nice and slow though. We'll slow down the music a bit. All right, so even slowed down, it's going to be this tempo. All right, so let's try it once without music that just sped up a little bit, just to brace you a bit. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. Shuffle, ball change, heel, step. Again. All right. So I sense the anxiety through the internet. Try and relax. This is not, life or death. Try and relax, have fun, let your body kind of flow through it. Do the best you can. Let's give it a shot with the music. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, try it again. 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, we're going to do a bit of a break there. So we're going to do kind of an AAB pattern where we do that set you just did 3 times. And then the 4th time, I just unmuted you. I'm going to mute you again. That 4th time, you're going to do shuffle, ball change, heel, step, shuffle, ball change, heel, step. So just kind of the first part of that pattern, you're just going to do the very beginning of it on each side. So let's try that. Nope. You're going to start on your left side. So let's start on our left side. Shuffle, ball change, heel, step. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. Shuffle, ball change, heel, step, shuffle, ball change, heel, step. Same thing on each side. Try it again. 5, 6, 7, 8. Try it again. 5, 6, 7, 8. One more time. 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Let's add that on. So that's the 4th time through. That's what you're going to do. Let's try it. This is Fletcher Henderson. Here we go. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. One more time. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. More time. All right. After that, you're going to start the whole pattern again. You're going to start on your left side though. So your first one will be on your left, then right, then left, then you're on the 4th count of 8. It's just that, okay? Let's just give it a shot. Follow along. You got this. Here we go. 5, 6, right shuffle. All right, check in. How you guys doing?
Yeah.
Questions, comments?
So the weight change like happens on the clap if you didn't get it at the previous ball.
The weight, you're asking about the weight change on the class. Let's see. Shuffle, ball change, heel, step. Yeah, I mean, your weight should be there on 1, 2, 3. Well, 3, 4. Your weight should be there on 4. But if it's not, get it there on the clap. That's, yeah, sure. Anything else? Okay. Let's add a new section. There's just one little tiny section left. And then this beginning part will get repeated again. So the new section is going to be this. Oh, that's good to meet you. The new section is going to be crank rolls. You're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. One nice slow crank roll. Let's try it on the right. 5, 6, 7, 8. And then a little syncopated cramp roll. Try that. Again. And 1 and 2. And then after that, a stamp. You're going to do 1 slow, 1 fast with syncopation, and a stamp. So the whole thing's going to look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's try it nice and slow. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, 7. Try that again. Let's try it on the other side, starting on the left. 5, 6, 7, 8. Try it on the left again. 5, 6, 7, 8. One more time on the left. 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. We're going to do this alternating, I think 8 times in a row. Let's try it. Starting on the right. So we'll right, left, right, left. Here we go. 5, 6, here we go. Now left. Now right. Again. Two more. All right. Any questions about that so far? Anything?
No.
No.
That's us talking to our dog, not us talking to you, sorry.
No, that's fine. I want to hear your emphatic no.
It's hard to tap with crotch sniffing, it's no good.
Another new one. Okay, we've broken new ground in
Sorry.
2 different pet ways today. Okay, let's add that on. So you're going to do that whole first section twice through, once on the right, starting on the right, and once the whole thing through, starting on the left. And then you're going to do this cramp roll section. And the very last phrase, you're going to go back to the beginning. So let's try the whole thing with music. Follow along. It's going to be great, I promise. Here we go. 5, shuffle on the right. 5, 6, 7, 8. Lost track on how many times we did that cramp roll section because there was actually more that I cut out because we ran out of time. I think it was 8. Jane, you're usually the one who's on top of this. Did we do it 4 times or 8 times?
Just then?
Yeah, just now.
We did it 4.
4, okay. So it's only 4. It's only 4 times then. And then you're going to go back to the very beginning and you're going to do that whole phrase from the beginning 1 time through starting on your right. So let's try that again. Any other questions? Okay.
So when you did I do have a question. When you did, after the first one and you got to just the shuffle, heel, step, did you do sides to that or 4 sides to that?
Sorry, repeat that last part.
After the first round, when you get to that middle part where it's full lap, full change, heel, step.
That part?
Yep. How many sides did you do? 3 or 4?
Before that, I do three times. So I do 3 of those, right, left, right. And then at the very end, I do 1 on the left and 1 on the right. And that's the end of it.
Okay, and then you do the whole thing on the left.
Exactly.
And then the next step is? Okay.
Yeah, cramp rolls. And we're gonna do that cramp roll section 4 times. And then we'll start from the very beginning.
Okay.
Okay? Let's give it a shot.
One time without the music, just shouting out.
Sure, I can do that.
That would be helpful.
Sure. Let's try. Starting on the right side with the shuffle, we'll change. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. Now left. Now right. Now just the shuffle. Now left. Right. Now left. Just the shuffle. Not cramp roll. Right. Now left. Right cramp roll. Now left. Now from the beginning. Left side. Last time. Just the shuffles. And that's it. All right. Let's try the whole thing with music. Let's try it at that slow tempo. We'll speed it up a little bit in a minute. Here we go. Starting with the shuffle, we'll change. 5, 6, 7, 8. Just shuffles. Hold it on the left. Just shuffle. Beginning. Just shuffles. All right, let's try that just a little bit faster. And then we'll go back. Here we go. 5, 6, 5, 6, here we go. Shuffle. Left side. Just shuffle. Cramp roll. Beginning. All right, let's try it back at the slower speed. One last time. You can do it. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. Just shuffle. Left side. you guys. Good job. Any lingering questions about anything?
Is this video going to be available?
Yes. So I post all of the online classes in their entirety and also with just the routine part on the Lindy Maine YouTube channel. There's a link in the chat actually to the channel or the playlist of all the online stuff. So yeah, you can do the whole class over again, or you can just look at the routine itself and practice that if you want. Yes. Anything else?
Thank you. That was a blast.
Good. Good. I'm glad you liked it.
I thought it was easier, faster, because maybe the weight change happened naturally.
Yeah, I think sometimes that's true. And sometimes slow balance is a challenge and overthinking is a challenge. So yeah, sometimes when you speed it up, it gets a little simpler. Once you understand the weight changes and where they happen, because you know that's a huge part of it is weight changes in TAP for sure. Okay, well, as you guys know, sorry, go ahead.
It was me. What's the tune? Fletch Henderson? What's the name of it?
Singing the Blues. Singing the Blues. And there are a couple versions of it out there, but I like this one by Fletcher Henderson. It was slower. And we did not get up to full speed. So if you want to challenge yourself, find that song on YouTube and try this routine to the 100% speed. We made it up to 90%.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, cool.